Hi everyone, Nicole Best here, going to be guiding you in a gentle yoga class. So what you'll need is your mat, blocks, and a strap, and let's get ready to practice. We're going to come to an easy sitting position, spine nice and extended and lengthening out of the crown of the head, grounding down to the tailbone. Gently close the eyes and rest the palms on the knees, finding your breath. Notice where your breath is. Notice where in the body your inhale is filling. Notice where your exhale is headed. Are you inhaling shallow in your chest or deep into your belly? We know so much about our current state of mind if we just become aware of the breath. I invite you to take a deep inhale to the count of 4. Here we go. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it at the top. Deep exhale to the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it out. Again, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding it. Deep exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now finding a normal breath. Bring your hands to your heart center, pressing your palms together. Gently bow the head down. The breath should fall upon the fingertips. I invite you to set an intention for your practice today, and I invite your intention to be acceptance. I have gone to this one more recent. It's just an intention that I feel that I'm resonating with pretty strongly. Everything seems so out of our control, and in reality everything is out of our control. So accepting where we are at any given moment is so important. Accepting our current situation worldly, globally, our current situation in our home, our current situation within our bodies. Not dwelling in the past and not anticipating or wanting the future to arrive too soon, but accepting where we are, becoming aware, observing how we feel when we truly accept. For me, it's a big release. For me, it's weight lifted off my shoulders. So I just invite you to take a moment, set your intention, and if it is setting your intention to accept instead of control, notice how you're feeling with that, just that word. Notice how you're feeling and where you might feel it in your body, what part of the body, or what it brings to mind. Acceptance, accept. And gently flutter the eyes open. Take a big inhale as we roll the shoulders up to our ears and down our spine. Let's do that again. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale back. During this practice, usually in yoga, we tend to breathe inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Throughout this practice, I invite you to exhale out of the mouth at any time that you feel the need to let a greater sense of energy go, letting things that do not serve you go. It's so therapeutic to just exhale out of the mouth, just a giant breath of air bursting out. Or do what you always do, or what you are trying to practice, and inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the nose. There's no right or wrong way, just suggestions. So now I want you to place your hands on your knees, and we're just going to do some sitting cat-cow. So I'm going to turn sideways. So using your hand as a lever, as a point, like an anchor, you're going to bring your spine curving out. So like sitting cat, really pulling out of the shoulders, and just stay here for a moment. Trying to concave the abdomen as we extend the spine out, rounding the neck, looking downwards, pulling out of the shoulders. And now we're going to undulate the spine, starting with the tailbone, sending it one vertebrae out at a time as we do our cow belly, looking up towards the sky. So really pulling the heart center forward, shining it upwards, arching the back, gently lifting, curving the neck upwards, really pulling with the arms, pulling everything forward, and then reverse that. Exhale it all out, curving the spine. Moving one vertebrae at a time as we reverse. Some flexion in the spine here. And now come to a normal lengthened spine, and just move your ribs side to side, so right and left. And maybe move it in a circle. So take your rib cage and move it side to side, around, back, using your hands to help you get as deep as you need to, as deep as it feels good, pushing your knees away. Get into the side body. And then reversing the direction of your circle. My beagle here, Roxy, has decided to join us. She's usually my little shadow. She's my 12-year-old pocket beagle. She's had some interesting life. Had some back surgery, so she kind of walks with a little limp. All right, coming back to your sitting position, let's inhale the arms up, nice and big to the sky, pulling the palms together and pressing the hands into each other as you bring them down to your heart center with your exhale. Inhaling up, exhaling and bring them back down. Inhale the arms up, bringing in, reaching out to the heavens, asking for whatever it is that you would like to receive, and then pulling it down into your heart. Now we're going to take our left hand and we're going to reach it up And over to the right for side bend, looking skyward if you'd like. That feels great on your neck. Otherwise, look down towards that supporting hand. Shine the heart center forward. Try not to bend in the back here. We want to work on our posture. So shining the heart forward, extending the spine. Arm out of the diagonal, pulling the shoulder down. Reaching through those fingertips, pulling down with that left hip. Inhale up. And exhale, find yourself in the opposite stretch. Right hand elongated through the side body, reaching out. I like to push down with my base hand, my supporting hand, pushing away from me, helps me get into the side body near my hip a little bit greater. Inhale up. Let's do the other side again. So left hand reaching, left hip reaching down to the mat. Right arm pushing away to increase the stretch in the side body. Finding your breath. Inhale up. And repeat the other side. Inhaling up. I'm going to clasp your hands behind you if that's available to you and pull the shoulders back. If not, grabbing the strap here is also an option. So grabbing the strap to pull your shoulders open, pull your heart center open. Bring your arms up, away from your body as much as you can. Release that, and we're just going to gently walk our hands forward, still sitting in an easy sitting position here. Walking your hands forward, and the spine is going to slightly round here, and just drop the head. And gently walking the hands to the right. And then walking them through your center to your left. And then back to center. Big inhale, and exhale out of the mouth. Pull your body forward. We're going to come into hands and knees. So nice hands and knees posture here. Wrists below shoulders, knees below hips. We're going to inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the crown of the head. Exhale, round the spine. Nice and slow. Inhale, dropping the belly, looking up. Exhale, round the spine. So working on slow and control, using your breath, long inhales, long exhales. And exhale. Inhale to a table. Exhale, send your hips to your heels. Bring your toes together, open your knees a little wider, and walk your hand out. Child's pose. Coming up on the fingertips, bringing the palms off the earth, we're going to walk our hands to the right, stretching the side body once again. And then walking through center towards your left side. I like to push my ribs, my side body away from my body to get a greater stretch along my shoulders all the way down. And gently walking to your center. Keeping your palms lifted off the mat, your fingertips engaged. Sink the heart deeper, but this time don't drop your forehead down. Keep your chin on the mat if you can. Keeping the arms stick straight, hips to heels. Holding it, breathing. Big exhale. Inhale, come up to your table. Bring your knees back to your hip distance apart. I want you to keep your hips in line with your knees, and we're just going to walk our upper body out. So our hands are going to move away from us, and we're going to drop our heart center down into a puppy pose. This is one of my favorite yoga poses. Really opens up the heart center, really opens up my spine, my shoulders. Just breathing here. And inhaling, coming back up to your table. That's a great pose to do at the wall for a different feeling. I also like to do it where I put my hands like on my kitchen counter, and then I walk my feet out so my back is parallel to the floor, and then I drop into it that way. We can get a little deeper because I'm using the counter as my prop and I have no floor stopping me. It's a really great heart opener. It really opens the chest, opens the upper back, and it's a great way to increase the flexibility for wheel pose. All right, so we're back in our table. Let's take our left leg and send it away from us, so our heel reaching in opposition, really stretching the calf, keeping your hips square. I want you to float the left leg up, really squeezing in the glutes. So bringing that leg into the midline, using your inner thighs to hold your leg up, along with your glutes and your core. I just want you to point the toe and then flex the toe. Notice any difference in that leg? Pointing, elongating, and flexing, pushing the heel away. Pointing, and now bending at the knee, holding it here, lifting up just a little higher. We're going to exhale, bring the nose to the knee to the nose, whichever. Curving the spine into like a cat, and then inhaling it back up the knees, toe and knee as high as you can get. Exhale, a little crunch. Inhaling it, bringing it up. And exhale, crunch it in. Now we're going to step it between our hands into a low lunge. Elongating the spine. If you'd like to use your blocks here to help support you in this posture, please feel free to grab them. And again, you have those 3 levels you can use. So just some alignment tips here. The knee should be in line with the ankle, never over. It can be past it though. That's fine, just you don't want to overextend the knee past the toe. So lifting up in the spine, using your blocks to support you, sinking deeper. We want to pull the hips in the opposite direction that they want to go. So taking your right hip and pushing it forward as you pull your left hip back. That keeps them square and even. Elongating the spine, crown of the head reaching out. Holding it here. So to increase flexibility, holding postures like this for longer periods of time will give you the results you might be looking for. You might not know you need. And then let's take our left hand and place it on the inside of our left leg and just allow that knee to open up gently. Don't force it, don't go too much. Shining the heart forward. Just allow that hip to gently open on its own, no force needed. And then bringing the knee back into alignment, placing your left hand on the other side. We're going to straighten that front knee, using your blocks again if you'd like. Straighten that front knee. Just pause here in half splits. So again, thinking about those hips, we want to have right hip moving forward, left hip moving back, maybe flexing that left toe. Get you even deeper behind the knee into the hamstrings. Shining the heart forward. Don't want a rounded spine here because if you notice, go ahead and round your spine. Notice the difference it feels in your leg now. We want that tension in our leg to create space in the back of the knee, back of the hamstrings, back of the calf muscle. So we want to feel that stretch. If we have a rounded spine, we're not working. This is not the goal. So sending the heart center forward, lengthening the back. Maybe you move the blocks a little lower. But be gentle here. Notice where you just take a minute to observe where your breath is here. Has it moved into your chest, or is it still deep into your belly? We're going to go ahead and come out of that, so be mindful as you bend that left knee, and then we're going to send it back to our table. I'm just going to move my blocks to the side, and I'm going to come to table, putting my hips to my heels, stretching in child's pose for a moment. On your next inhale, round the spine and find yourself in table. We're going to send the right toes, right leg back. Really lifting up high on those tippy toes like we have a high heel shoe on. Sending the heel away, elongate through the spine, long, long leg. So if there's a drop of water that was dropped on the base of our neck, it would roll all the way down our back off our heel. That's how straight and how much energy we have flowing through our body here. Keep the core engaged. Let's go ahead and float the right leg up, keeping the toes flexed down towards the earth. And let's take simple points and flex. So point the toe, lengthening the leg even more, and then flex. Point, moving through the ball of the toe, pointing the toes. And then flexing, starting with the toes, moving back. Pointing again. And flexing. Now we're going to bend the knee with the toes pointing straight up to the sky, trying to keep your hips in alignment so we're not opening here. Nice and square. Lifting it up even higher. And then exhale it out, round the spine, knee to nose. Inhaling, expanding. Exhaling, Inhale, expand. Last time. Inhaling it up. Exhale forward, stepping the knee, stepping the foot between the hands. So again, if you'd like to have your blocks here for added support, please grab them. Dropping the hips down, squaring them off and showing your knees in proper alignment, not going over the toes. My Roxy is barking downstairs. Sure, it's just the wonderful trash man. So grateful for those things right now. You know, we don't have to go to a trash dump or anything like that. It's all the little things that we take for granted. If we really take a moment and notice every little detail that we have in our lives, I think we would be living a little bit more grateful, hearts just a tad bit more full of gratitude. I'm opening my ribs here, and that's not what we need to do. So closing the tops of the ribs, knitting them together like we're in a corset, really squeezing into the core, pushing even further down, crown of the head lifted, shoulders back. A lot of work going on, even though we're just kind of stagnant in a pose, but we're not stagnant, are we? We're definitely working, definitely getting deeper. It's okay, I heard her bark. It's okay. And maybe we drop down even lower. No, Soupy, I heard her. And now bring the hands on the inside of the leg. Walk, toe heel the leg away, and just allow the knee and the foot to open up away from the body. Getting deeper into that hip, shining the heart center forward. Allowing gravity just to do what it's intended to do. Okay, bringing that foot back into a low lunge positioning, grabbing your blocks again if you like, shifting the hips, flexing that front toe, and then half splits. Opening the back of the leg. So again, we want to shine our heart forward. We want to extend the back, lengthening the spine. No curving. It takes all the stretch out of the legs. Really want to feel that stretch. Even people who are super bendy, super flexible, can still get deeper into their splits. Breathing here, observing where your breath is. And coming back to your knees. We're going to send our hips to our heels in a hero's pose. So just sitting up on your knees if that's available to you. If not, easy sitting works too. Just pause here for a moment. We're going to pull the spine forward, opening the heart center, and exhale, rounding away. And again, inhaling up, exhaling, extending away. Last time, inhaling it up, and exhale, round the spine as we open our knees in child's pose. the spine to your table. We're going to cross the legs, coming to a stack pose. So extending both legs out, flexing the toes, sitting nice and tall. Having your blocks here if you'd like to help you. If you have a long torso, sometimes the hands don't come so comfortably on the floor, so using these blocks to help you. We're going to hold here, so shine the heart center forward, extending the spine, crown of the head lifted, flexing those toes, a lot of energy out of the heels, knitting the ribs together, don't let them splay out. And grabbing your strap, I don't have mine really set up right now, that's okay. Taking your strap or a scarf or a tie or a belt, whatever prop you have available to you to help with this forward fold, bend, grab it. So we're just going to loop it around the balls of our feet, and we're just pulling our upper body close to our legs, folding at the hips. We're not rounding here. Very different sensation. We're opening the back, pulling the heart forward, using our arms to pull the straps deeper into this. So find your edge and breathe through it. Adjusting your grip as you need. Think about releasing the quads here, so we don't really need to have that grip right now. We're just working on flexibility. We're working on lengthening the back of the legs. We're working on opening the low back. Breathing. And release it. Let's go ahead and bend that right knee in, and we're going to work on the left leg. So to any degree you need, if you want to place the block underneath your knee for some added support, please do it. If not, you don't have to do it either. So we're just going to be working with the left leg now. So lengthening up, still using that strap if that's finding that it's serving you well. And then we're just going to pull ourselves forward and finding a stretch. So we're working on keeping that back lengthened, and we're trying to fold flat along that leg. So you want to put your side ribs or kind of the core of your ribs onto your thigh, keeping the spine lifted. If this hurts your knee, you can open the leg a little bit further out, or keeping it on that block. Holding it here. Keeping the toes flexed. Gives you a different sensation in the stretch, a little deeper into the back of the knee and the calf. And inhale, gently come up. Let's go ahead and do a counter stretch. So let's stretch the left arm up and over, looking down at your right supported hand. And then come up. And let's switch sides. So we're going to bend in that left knee, keeping the right leg elongated. And if you have your blocks, use your blocks here to help keep your spine nice and elongated. If you don't need them, grab your strap. And let's place it on the other foot now. So again, if dropping your knee is too much, you can use the block to support your leg on any level that you need the support. Inhaling, exhale, fold. Observe how the two sides are different. Where do you find tightness in this opposite side that you didn't find in the first side? And notice how the opposite side, or the side we just worked on, the left side, notice how free it feels. It doesn't feel as tight and constricted. So trying to flatten out the back, the low spine, trying to keep all the curve out. Easier said than done, I know, but this is a practice. And the more we practice this, I promise you, the easier it becomes. Bringing both feet straight now. We're going to forward fold again. So grabbing the strap, the blocks, whatever props you need. We're going to inhale with that flat back and exhale, folding deeper. So notice where you are now than where you are when we first did this stretch. Inhaling, flattening, lengthening, exhaling, folding. And then walk your hands back up. Excellent job, guys. We're going to come into a wide-legged fold here. So we're going to just open up into a straddle. I would try to go to your edge here so you get the most out of this stretch. So we're just going to lift up nice and tall, and we're going to take our right arm and we're going to send it over to the left side. Here again, if you'd like a strap to get a little more bang for your buck, using the strap to pull you deeper is awesome. Plus, it's a great side body opener. If it's available to you to hold your toes and then twist the body opens, shining the heart forward, that's great. If not, use that strap to get you there. And let's just turn towards the leg, lifting up, extending the spine again, and stretching forward. Blocks here are also an option to have on either side of the leg to prop you up as you stretch. The tendency here is to have that opposite hip, so that right hip wants to pop up as you're stretching over. Try to keep it down and grounded as you stretch to the side. And then come on up and we're going to do the opposite side. So if you want to place the strap, that was loud, around your foot, putting it in your left hand, and then just stretching over. It's kind of awkward. Maybe put it underneath your leg and using that as the lever. And then lifting up and placing the stretch nose to knee. So again, using your blocks here on either side of the leg as you stretch, keeping that left hip nice and grounded. And then inhaling, coming up. Nice long back. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Let's walk it forward. I want you to really try to keep those ankles and those feet, those toes pointing upwards. So I'm going to put blocks on either side to serve as a reminder. So if I feel the block moving, I can know that my toes are trying to curve in. And we want them to definitely pull up towards the ceiling. We do that because if you twist your toes forward, that means your knees are going forward, and that's just too much stress on those little knees. So we want to keep them up so the integrity of the leg is maintained. And just walk your body out. If the blocks on your feet don't serve you, feel free to move them or ignore me altogether. We're going to hold this wonderful stretch for a little bit, releasing any tension in the legs. So I noticed I was gripping my quad here and I just let it go. Just let it go. We're allowing the weight of the body to be used as our driving force to get deeper into the stretch. So walking your hands out to any degree as we just hold this, keeping the back flattened. No rounding in the spine. Again, round your spine and notice how that changes the stretch. Maybe pulling yourself even deeper into this wide-legged stretch. Arms out flat if you'd like. Relaxing the quads, no gripping. And walking our body back up. Whew, that was really wonderful. Using your hands to bring your legs together, your knees together. Just taking a moment to rock back and forth. You guys are doing some really great stuff for your body. Honor it. Now let's go ahead and come to our sitting position here on our tailbone. I want us to lower the spine, round the spine as we fall back, laying down. Taking your left leg, press it over your right for a figure four stretch. So a couple of options. We can stay here and just use the hand to push the foot, the knee away. Another option is to thread your hands between your legs. You can also use your strap here to help with that. So wrapping it around that leg and then pulling it in, if that's something you need for more support. I encourage you to take your left elbow into your left knee, and push that. Use your elbow to keep the knee from falling into the body. So the idea here is to stretch that knee away from the body to get a deeper stretch into that hip area. Keeping the feet flexed. Breathing. Relaxing the muscles in the face. You don't need them. They're not serving this stretch here. So just relax the neck. Allow the body to stretch in the places where we're having it stretch. Inhale, exhale, release. Letting go of that. We're going to take that left leg and put it down, grabbing our strap here. We're going to loop it around the right leg, so putting it on the top of the foot and holding it here. Observe where your hips are. Is your right hip lifted? Where are they? We want to make sure they are nice and square in alignment with each other, like two headlights in a car. Now you have an option here to keep that left knee bent with the foot grounded onto the floor, or you can choose to elongate it. We are stretching the back of the leg, yes. However, we're doing it safely. So I don't want you to be like all crazy with this, okay? Just keep the foot up, make sure your hips are in alignment, and you just want to feel that gentle tug, that nice opening right back here in this stretch. Nothing crazy, nothing, too extreme. We're just stretching here. Allowing the body to naturally open up gently on its own time. Maybe pulling it a little closer to your face. As you slowly start to open, as your leg is in this position, the muscles will open. You'll find that the stretch becomes, your leg might shake a little, and that's okay. It should not be painfully uncomfortable. It's a tad uncomfortable positioning, of course, but we're doing great things for our leg here. I want you to put the strap in your left hand, and we're going to allow the leg just to open a little bit to the right. As long as your hips are on the ground, you can open it up to any degree here. We just don't want to have the hips roll open. So keeping that left hip down, we're just stretching out into the sides. A little different part of the leg muscles here that we are opening. Any degree. And bring it back to your center, and we're just going to inch it over to the left for your IT band, keeping that knee nice and straight. This should feel really uncomfortable. Stretching the IT band is never fun, but it is definitely needed. And then bringing back to center, let's bend the knee, release the strap, and hug that knee in. Shaking it side to side. All right, dropping that right foot to the floor, we're going to bring the left leg, cross it over the right, or the opposite leg that you just did. Again, your option here is to stay here. I'm sorry, we already did that leg, so switch. So what is this? This is your right leg over your left knee. Yeah, this is where I was. And then, so your option here is to push the knee away with the hands. It's a great stretch. No shame in being here if this is where you feel it. If you want to go a little deeper with this stretch, looping your fingertips in between, reaching through the leg and wrapping around that left thigh, and then using your right elbow to push into your right knee, pushing it away. Again, looping the strap around that thigh works too. Just holding it here, using your legs to help drive this stretch. So pulling in with the left, pulling the right knee away from your body with your right elbow. As we get older, our ability to move kind of becomes more limited, and doing things like this on a daily basis will help keep the fascia nice and loose, and we'll be able to be more mobile as we get older. And that's the goal, right? We want to be able to stand up and sit down with ease. And stretching and taking time to hold these stretches a little longer than we typically do is so ideal to keep the body in motion, no matter what age you are. And let's release that left foot to the ground, grabbing the strap. We're going to lift the left leg up. Option here is to keep that right knee bent or elongate it wherever you're feeling it today. I am personally feeling my leg to be bent. I feel like I might have more control over my hip alignment here. But some days I like to have it straight, just not today. And we're just going to find this stretch, really flexing the heel, driving the heel skyward, keeping that left hip down to the earth. Just hold this stretch. Relax the shoulders, relax the face, and just let this stretch happen. I can feel my legs start to quiver just a tad bit of being just in this stretch, and that's okay. I know that means change is happening. It's not painful. It's just I'm fatiguing the muscles in this stretch, and I know that change happens when I feel that little quiver. Right here, I'm feeling it. Now placing the strap in your left hand, we're going to open the leg to any degree that feels good to you, keeping the hips on the ground, allowing your leg to stretch so you have a wonderful inner thigh stretch here. It should feel pretty good. And then carefully bringing it back through center, switching the grip in the hands and stretching it over to the opposite side, so across the midsection into your IT band. Oh, it's a wonderful stretch. Bringing it back to center, we're going to bend the knee and hug it into our body, shaking it side to side. And let's invite the opposite knee into it. Hug your body. Bring your chin to your knees, your nose to your knees. Hug your body. Make yourself as small as possible. And then let's open it up. Open it up all the way. Slight arch in the back. Pointing the toes. Let's take our left knee. We're going to send it over to the right side. Opening the shoulder blades up. Looking in opposite directions if that feels good on your neck. And we're going to spend some time in this glorious twist. Observing where you're holding tension. Inhale to that area. Exhale, soften, release, let go. You don't need to be holding any tension anywhere in this posture. Allow your body to naturally wring itself out with the help of gravity. Just relax, release, soften. Let's go ahead and bring the knees back to your chest, hug them in. Bringing your nose to meet your knees and releasing back out. Crossing the opposite leg now, twisting in the other direction, allowing the shoulders to stay in contact with the earth. Again, release any tension that you're finding in your body. And coming back up to your center, grabbing your knees, rocking side to side. And we're going to prepare for Shavasana. So if you'd like to do a quick inversion, if that's in your practice, shoulder stand, if you know how to practice that safely, headstand, possibly legs up the wall. Now's a great time to do a quick inversion, not rushed by any means, but just getting upside down for a second where your feet are above your heart, or your head is below your heart. Your head is below your heart is what I meant to say. And go ahead and hold that for a little bit if you'd like to, and then you may stay in legs up the wall for Shavasana, or find Savasana now. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up into a corpse pose now. Feel free to do your own inversion of your liking if that's in your practice. If you don't regularly practice headstands and shoulder stands, please do not do it. But if you do and you know how to do it safely and correctly, then go ahead and take an inversion or simply legs up the wall. And if you choose to do an inversion, when you're done, just come down and meet me in Shavasana. And if you're finding yourself in Shavasana, I want you to become aware and observe any tension you're holding in your body right now. You are fully supported by the earth. Every bit of you is being held up. Just observe the parts of your body that are in connection with the earth. And if you can, release deeper into that. Sinking lower, sinking deeper, relaxing a tad bit more than you were just 2 seconds ago. Softening any areas that are holding tension. Those areas are not serving you right now, so therefore you do not need them. Inhale to those areas. Exhale, soften, release, let go. And let's just be here in this moment, allowing our thoughts to focus on the breath. And if we happen to think of something that does not meet this present moment, acknowledge it and release it, knowing that you'll come back to that thought later. But right now, our purpose is to be here in this moment. Focus on your breath and release. Let go, soften. And gently bring your hands and your feet, some awareness, moving them gently. Maybe taking a really long stretch here. And now we're going to gently roll to one side of the body, resting the hands, resting the head on the arms, pausing for a moment. Maybe come have a slight smile on your face. It changes the whole demeanor. Giving yourself gratitude for your practice today. Using your hand to push the earth away as you come up to a sitting position. Finishing our practice the way we started, rolling your shoulders up and down the spine, elongating the spine, crown of the head reaching upwards. Observe where you find your breath right now. And maybe compare it to your breath when we first started. If you find that your breath is deeper and a little easier to flow and less constricted, know that that's always inside you. You can always come to a deep breath, to a calm and steady mind, body, and spirit. It's within you. It's always there. It's a choice. Let's bring our hands to our heart center, gently bowing the head down just softly. Breath you might feel your breath on your fingertips. I wish you health. I wish you peace. And I accept you for whom you are today in this moment. Namaste. Thank you so much for showing up on your mat today and joining me for this gentle yoga session. I hope you feel a little bit longer, maybe a tad bit taller, and just more refreshed. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you again. Bye.